Param Shanti. In today's video, we will talk about why we should say no to non-veg. This is a conversation between Anantji and Bapuji. Anantji says, Param Shanti Bapuji, welcome. Today, we would like to ask you about why people should not eat non-vegetarian food. Please could you tell us why it is important for people to have a vegetarian diet? Bapuji replies, non-veg is produced as a result of killing animals. One should understand the process of how non-veg food is produced first. When an animal is killed or when it is slashed, at that precise moment in time, the animal experiences sudden terror and tremendous amount of pain. Can you imagine how you would feel if someone is about to strike you? Your whole body would be tense with fear and shock. Even if someone was holding a gun behind your back, you would be trembling. This is even worse when slashing an animal with a knife. At that moment, all animals experience a surge of panic and pain all over their body. Can you imagine what happens inside their body? Anantji says, the negative thoughts, trauma, and pain from their brain will spread to the rest of their body. Bapuji replies, people who eat animal flesh or organs are called non-vegetarians. Some people even drink animal blood. The feeling of trauma suffered by the animals is present in the blood too, and there is a record of these feelings in all the cells of the animal's body. Anantji says, Bapuji, today even seafood is considered as non-veg. Bapuji replies, yes, fish or any other animal which is killed while suffering a traumatic death and all that pain and suffering is spread to every single cell of its body. If anyone eats any part of that body or drinks its blood, that pain and suffering will be transferred to that individual. Anantji says, that negative feeling will be transferred to the person consuming the non-veg. Bapuji replies, the record of pain and suffering is present in every cell of the animal's body. The human is eating that pain and suffering. In Hinduism, there is a saying, Jaise an vaisa man, which means that you are what you eat. If the food contains pain and trauma, then the individual consuming that food will also experience pain and trauma. Over time, this can lead to that individual sinking into depression. He will feel the pain and suffering. People who are pure vegetarian eat grains and pulses like moong dal. Ripened grains dry up and become seeds. Grains are a form of seed. Animal flesh lacks nutrients and is full of agony. Anantji says, Bapuji, some people say that eating fruit and vegetables requires picking them from their roots and this may be considered a form of killing. Bapuji replies, no, this is not the case. If the fruit is ripe and ready for eating and is not picked, it will fall and die anyways. At that time it is picked. The plant does not feel any pain. The fruit contains seeds. Those people who eat grains such as wheat, rice, and pearl millet are eating seeds. When a seed is sown, it grows into a plant. These grains and seeds have more nutrients because they have the potential to grow into a plant. For example, when you soak mung beans, they sprout and contain more nutrients. Why do you think they throw these grains into a havan, which is a ritual performed by Hindus around a small fire? It is because these grains contain seeds that are a rich source of energy, and this is being offered to the deities beings worshipped. If a person eats raw grains, which taste very sweet, then the energy within them will directly transfer to that person. When I was young, I would eat pearl millet directly from the plant. It would be so sweet and provide so much energy. Grains are full of energy. The seeds within the grains have the capability to grow into plants and produce further seeds and grains. Individuals obtain this energy when they eat vegetarian food. They will get even more energy if they soak the grains first. Anantji says, yes, Bapuji, these pulses and beans contain a lot of protein and can be sprouted. Bapuji replies, Pearl millet can be soaked and eaten as well. However, I must say that the process of grinding grains into flours leads to them losing some of that energy. The energy is lost when the germ of the grain is ground. Flour is not as nutritious as a whole grain, and it is better to eat the grains soaked and sprouted rather than cooked. This is hugely beneficial for your body. Anantji says, Bapuji, non-veg food is most popular among people in the majority of the 180 countries. In countries like China, they even kill and eat dogs, snakes, and cockroaches. It is very difficult to even watch this on YouTube, so I don't understand how they can eat them. Bapuji replies, if you look back at an earlier video we made on butchers, you will recall how cruel these people are. They have so much cruelty within their hearts and minds. When a butcher kills, you can feel how much suffering the animal has to endure while dying a painful death. Just imagine how cruel he must be to watch the animal suffer and die. He will get punished for his actions. Someday, someone will cut or slash him. If he has slashed thousands of animals, then he will also be slashed one day. The theory of karma spares no one. When you inflict pain on others, then you will also be subjected to that same pain. Anantji says, Bapuji, people in countries like China who eat whole living insects are living souls themselves and eat other living beings. Bapuji replies, whoever eats another living being, no matter how small, and even if consisting of 10 or 20 cells, is still eating another life. If you eat or kill another animal or living being whilst it is suffering in agony, then its soul will affect you. You are what you eat. Anantji says, Bapuji, I have read in the Indian scriptures that animals such as lions hunt deer, and deer eats fruits and leaves. They are not considered as committing a sin by eating them because they form part of the food chain. They have been created like that. Bapuji replies, whoever eats animal flesh will become like that animal after eating it. When that food is being digested, it enters the bloodstream. That blood then touches the brain, and those feelings of pain and suffering affect the mind within the brain and soul. This will lead to the person becoming upset and will negatively affect the nervous system. They will lack intellect and their minds will become animal-like. Today, the majority of the people who eat animal flesh have developed animal-like minds and habits. They do not have good values or a positive mind. There is little difference between an animal and such humans. In Hinduism, have you ever heard anyone offering meat to deities? No. The number of Hindus eating animal products has increased rapidly. Even Brahmins and Jains eat a lot of meat nowadays. They need to change their eating habits, otherwise their minds will become like animals. People should eat natural food. Natural food is the most nutritious and full of energy. Anantji says, Bapuji, some people make excuses and say that eating fish is better for their hair and prevents deficiencies and illnesses in their body. Ingredients such as fish oils are used in medicines. Bapuji replies, if while killing the fish, oil is extracted from its organs, then that oil will also contain the pain and suffering that that fish had experienced. That medicine will be of limited benefit and the person will suffer instead. If medicine is taken with good intentions, then that medicine has a positive effect on the individual. You need to think very carefully about the food and medicines that you take. Anantji says, if the soul wants to progress in life, then it should not eat animal products. Bapuji replies, if the soul wants to pursue a spiritual life, then it should not eat animal products, but pure food. They should be soul conscious when eating and remember God. Anantji says, Bapuji, according to some faiths, people are not allowed to eat or drink water from public places. What would you say about that? Bapuji replies, that's right. In the past, when food was cooked, people would remember God while cooking. In this form of worship, food was offered to God and deities for blessings first, and was then served. This was a common Vedic rule. It was beneficial because some power was transferred to that individual through this means. Today, through spiritual knowledge, it is important to remain soul conscious and remember the Almighty Authority as their great-great-grandfather while cooking. By keeping Him in your mind, He will bless your food. Today, if people who cook your food in restaurants have impure thoughts, then those negative thoughts are transferred to your food. The person eating the food also becomes full of negative thoughts. This is the reality today. Even water should not be taken from other people. The Indian scriptures state that water affects the way you speak to others. If someone is bringing you a glass of water and has negative thoughts, then those thoughts vibrate into the water. It is believed that water has memory. Negative thoughts will definitely get transferred to the water, and the person drinking the water will become negative. In olden times, rules were made that you shouldn't take water from untouchable people. It is written in the scriptures that you should not even go in the shadow of negative, impure souls and sinners. You should not come into contact with them or their aura. Their auras are black and could adversely affect your good positive aura. If you want to progress in spiritual life and achieve happiness, then you will need to understand these things. Remain in soul conscious state and remember the Almighty Authority as your great-great-grandfather. Connect with Him and receive power from the highest of all highest abodes. Anantji replies, Bapuji, sometimes when you are out, then you may have to eat from a public place. Bapuji replies, remain in soul conscious state when eating and remember the Almighty Authority, then the food will not have a negative effect. This is the average person. Those that are highly knowledgeable and spiritual are always in soul conscious state and will be remembering the Almighty Authority at all times. They will not be affected by any negativity. The Almighty Authority is every soul's great-great-grandfather. Remember Him and your soul will receive power and free itself from karmic bondage. Once free, your subtle body and casual body will be charged, and one day you will be able to reach the highest of highest supreme abode. The Bhagavad Gita states that if you remember the Almighty Authority in soul-conscious state, then He will free you from your karmas and take you to the supreme abode. Anantji says, thank you so much, Bapuji. You have answered all our questions and given such divine knowledge to all of us. Param Shanti. Finally, I would like to thank all our viewers for watching this video. You can get the list of all our playlists, such as The Unspoken Truth below. For your information, we have many other videos available in English on our channel on various topics such as life on Mars and self-realization versus God realization. Please refer to the English voice playlist for these. Also, could I request everyone to please like and share this video and subscribe to our channel for daily updates. Our app is available on Google Play Store named Bapuji Dashrath Bhai Patel, where you can get access to all our YouTube videos and playlists, books containing Bapuji's knowledge, and other links. Please feel free to provide any feedback as we find your views invaluable. They motivate us to continue to make these videos on new and unresolved topics. You may ask any questions or give any suggestions in the comment section below. Param Shanti.